Gospel of the Lord, December the 16th, 2013, Matthew 21, 23, 27. Jesus had gone into the temple and was teaching, when the chief priests and the elders of the people came to him and said, "What authority have you for acting like this? And who gave you this authority?" In reply, Jesus said to them, "And I will ask you a question, just one. If you tell me the answer to it, then I will tell you my authority for acting like this. John's baptism was what was its origin, heavenly or human?" And they argued this way among themselves. "If we say heavenly, he will retort to us, 'Then why did you refuse to believe him?' But if we say human, we have the people to fear, for they all hold that John was a prophet." So their reply to Jesus was, "We do not know." And he retorted to them, "Nor will I tell you my authority for acting like this." Gospel of the Lord. Praise to you, Lord Jesus Christ. This scene of the Gospel of Matthew is happening right the next day after Jesus, coming into the temple, had drawn away the sellers that were working, doing business there. And in the day after he had made them run away, all the people brought to him the blind, the deaf, the mute, and he restored their sight, their hearing, and their speaking. So the Lord had performed the signs that were foretold by Isaiah and many other prophets about the time when God was to be present among its people, among his people. But the chief priests and the elders are upset with the Lord. They are quite upset because we cannot doubt that they had a part, and a big part, in the business of the people that were selling animals and exchanging coins. They, being the human authority of the temple, of course, they controlled who sold anything there, who taught anything there, and who cured anything or anyone there. And the Lord came to the temple and did all that without even asking them or telling them. So they are upset. "What authority do you have? Who gave you this authority?" They are ready to retort to him, "None of us did give you anything, so you are trespassing." But they are so blind that they cannot recognize that God himself is before them. Jesus wants to make them think and ask them just one question. The baptism of John, was it heavenly or human? And these people that want to become so smart before God start thinking, if we say heavenly, he will tell us, why did you refuse to believe him? If we say human, we have to fear the people because there's going to be at least a mutiny. So they thought that they could say, "We don't know." They did not want to decide, and they do not want to compromise. The answer that they get is that the Lord tells them, "I will not tell you my authority." What is the authority of the Lord about doing all this? He is none other than God himself. The temple is his by its purpose. Everyone who built the temple did it supposedly for the cult of God. And here is God among them, and they reject him. They are so blind because the interest of power, of money, is greater than their interest in God. Now, it is important for you and me to ask ourselves whether sometimes we might not be as blind as these chief priests and the elders of that people. Have we sometimes, have we not rejected God or looked to the other side when there was money involved, when there was power involved, when we wanted to rest because we were tired, we wanted to, perhaps we were too prideful to say something? How is it that we act? Have we rejected God by trying to do our own will? And then we might be behaving just as these chief priests and elders. If we do that, we will fail to see the glory of God, because only a humble heart, a meek heart, will be able to see the signs and the miracles of God perform among us. Also, if you feel depressed, if you at times feel that everything is like dark around you, like the world is going to shambles, with the war, with the economic struggle, with the global warming, do you really believe that God has left us to our own avail? Then we are doubting His love, and we are not being able to see His miracles among us. For even in the deepest of depression, in the deepest of grief, the light and love of the Lord shines through, but we have to see it, we have to look for it carefully, and we have to kindle that light inside our conscience, inside our hearts. As we progressed in the Advent way, there's only like 8 more days for Christmas. Let us humbly recognize before God that many times we become blind, that many times we become deaf. We are blind to see His miracles and His presence among us. We are deaf to see we are deaf to hear His voice, and we are mute to express our love for Him. May the Lord grant us all His cure, so that we, free of all illness and evil, are able to receive Him once again on this coming Christmas. God bless you all, brothers.